Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a little question and answer. I'm a little under the weather. I lost a few nails, so I'm not trying to show my hands too much, but they were cute. I waited too long to film this video, but whatever. I gotta go get them done. I'm a little bit sick, like I said, so I'm not feeling too well. My voice sounds like shit, and yeah. Bright side, I cut this wig. It's a little choppy, but it's my first time cutting a wig, and well, it's not my first time cutting a wig, but it's my first time cutting a wig and it actually looking pretty decent. So I asked you guys what you guys wanted my next video to be, and you guys said a question and answer, so I went ahead and decided to film one. I'm not going to be answering all the questions because I got like a ton of them, but I'm going to be answering majority of the questions and the ones that I thought were interesting and the ones that I thought could, give you guys a little more insight on my life, I guess. I mean, I may or may not do this, I'm not sure. I was gonna at the people who asked me the questions, so I might do that. I might tag them at the bottom for you guys to see. The first question is by Michelle Yang, and she said, when did you start doing makeup? Well, I started off like any other girl. I loved the way it looked, I guess, and I loved that you can just switch up how your eyeshadow was and your lipstick was that day. And I actually would watch my aunt apply her makeup when I was younger, and I just liked it. It was just something that I was interested in. And I took what she kind of taught me, I guess. And she didn't teach me like step by step, but the little things I would watch her do, would go home and try to copy it. And then the Kardashians came out. And I remember I was not allowed to watch the Kardashians, but I used to watch it anyway behind my mom's back. Sorry, Mom. Shout out to Mario, Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, because he's definitely who also made me want to get into makeup, because I would watch how the girls looked, and they looked so beautiful, so glowy, and just like radiant. So I would try to copy him. And he was big on the contour. So I took that shit in and I just started to practice on my own, and I got really good. I became a freelance makeup artist, and right now I am working towards getting my certification, but I'm still working as a freelance makeup artist. Some people don't like that and some people don't care. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I feel like it's not really about the certification. I mean, it is, but talent-wise, there are a lot of women with their certification that suck. Sorry. I don't. And then there's also a bunch of ladies who don't have the certification who also suck and consider themselves a makeup artist. Regardless, an artist is an artist to me. But I do feel like having that certificate behind you is a lot better, because you might have a lot more work opportunities with having that. And you're more likely to get booked being certified than not. That's just reality of it. I'm here to make things clear that with certification does not guarantee good work. Also, I'm here to say that without certification does not mean good work. It's really the person and how much time and effort they put into it. Some people need a little more time and effort, regardless. The schooling didn't do you justice, so you need to do a little more. You need to keep practicing, keep going until you get to where you want to be, where you're satisfied. If you're not satisfied yet, keep going. Keep practicing. Keep building. Bitch, some people might say you look like a clown. Oh well. These are your clowning stages. You're learning. You're getting better. Because with me, I can do both natural makeup and glam makeup. There's no issue with me going light, but I prefer heavy. Not everybody knows how to do heavy. Some people can do heavy and it looks like a freaking circus. And then there's people who do heavy and it comes out pretty good. Looks like some red carpet shit. And then there's people who know how to do natural, and there's some people who look like you don't have shit on. So it's all really in the person and the time and effort that you put into your work. Simple. Having that certification does not make you better or not better. You know, it's all about how much you put into it. I know there's got to be certain things that you just don't know until you do it yourself, like until you experience outside of school. Because that's most of my practice was in my bedroom. So most of the makeup looks I learned to do were at home. I learned how to contour and make my nose look like I got a nose job at home. Kiwi Herman, what is your biggest passion? What are you most passionate about? I'm gonna have to say makeup. I am very passionate about it. I think there's times when I get like tired and like lazy and I'm not doing my best. Like in this makeup look today, you should have seen me in the lighting earlier. I did this makeup in 20 minutes because I just wanted to film this video and get it out to you guys. Because I've been slacking and I've been saying I'm gonna film it, and I didn't film it. So here we are. I am the most passionate about makeup, and I'm also passionate about my happiness, I guess, because sometimes I just want, that's like my main goal, is to be happy in life. Like that is the biggest goal for me, to continue to be happy. And I struggle with it sometimes. I feel like everybody does. A lot of people struggle with anxiety and depression, and it takes a toll on you, and oftentimes you're not yourself. But I'm here to tell you that me too. And we're gonna get through it. So I'm very passionate about getting my mindset right and my happiness. Yo, but there's days though when I don't feel like doing makeup at all. I'm reaching out to other makeup artists here. Are there days when you just don't feel like doing it? You just don't feel like doing it. Like you're like, I'm tired. I don't even want to go to this appointment. But I go because sis needs some shmoolah. Yeah, so I need to go. So yeah, I would have to say I'm most passionate about makeup and my happiness. What about you guys? Let me know below, because this was a really good question. What is your biggest passion? What are you most passionate about? So this person has a really long name. It's like Wicked OX35150. How is being a little... Okay, so I remember this person had a lot of questions, but some of her questions were questions that other people already are asking me or I'm already going to answer. How is being a little person in the work industry, and what is your favorite food? So, being a little person in the work industry is really hard. I don't care what anybody has to say. Being a little person in the work industry is a hassle because everybody looks at you as if you are a nuisance. They look at you as if you are in the way most of the time, and they try to put you in places so which you're not in their way. And that happens, it's life, but it kind of hurts. It hurts my feelings because sometimes you can be working just as hard or sometimes 10 times harder than the average person, and you will not get noticed. Like, they will not care. My first job, I had a little bit of a bad experience with it. It wasn't too bad. My boss wasn't that much of a rude person, but he had his days. I worked in an Italian restaurant as a bus girl, and I recall this one time I put the wrong plates down. I don't remember why. I don't know if I couldn't reach the plates and I just grabbed plates and put the ones that I seen, but I ended up putting the wrong plates down, and he told the other coworker that I was a retard, and I didn't like that at all. It was really offensive, and I feel like he was singling me out, which I thought he did a lot because I was little. Like, I was only a bus girl, and I would never be anything else at that job. Just like at McDonald's. McDonald's was my second job. And McDonald's, I had a lot of friends at McDonald's. Shout out to y'all. Some of my best memories were at the McDonald's, but some of my worst memories were also at the McDonald's. I dealt with negativity, but not only from my coworkers, but from the customers. So when I would have a bad day and the customers would give me like a hard time, I would hate when my coworkers would give me a hard time on top of that. And it wasn't even like my coworkers, because the crew was real good. Like the people who worked in the kitchen and all that, they were mostly guys. They didn't bug me. They were nice. I think it was more so some of the women that were like not fond of me, especially this one manager. She don't work there anymore. But this lady, I will forever remember my work experiences because of her. I can't remember all of the incidents in which I was offended by these people, but there were a few. Most of the time I brushed it off and let it go and like cry in the bathroom or like suck it up and be like whatever. But there were times when it really hurt my feelings. There was this one time. Okay, so we're gonna take it back to a coworker. I didn't even know who this bitch was. Okay, no idea who she was. It was her first day working, I think, or maybe like second. And she did not know who I was. And the first thing that came out of her mouth was, "Hey, midget." You talking to me? Me? Because my name's Sam, sis. You ain't talking to me. You must be talking to the other one, because it wasn't me. I'm not sure. Oh, I think the manager heard her say that. And I swear, not even like a month later, the manager, like, she must have been having like a bad day or something. But she ended up saying this one day as she was walking me to the back, she had her hands on my shoulders. And she's like, "Come on, midget." As we're walking to the back room, because I was going to be in the back taking cash. You know, whatever. I think I was in a state of shock. Like, I couldn't believe that a grown woman was saying that to me. Like, I was really, really disgusted at what I heard. But I didn't say anything because at the time I never spoke up for myself. I kind of was like quiet. When I got on Little Women, it helped me a little bit more and not being so quiet. I spoke up more, I guess, because I didn't want to look stupid. But I'm really a nice person. I'm not an instigator. I don't want to fight. I'm not trying to be all up in your shit. I just want respect. That's about it. And then another time, she didn't like offend me with any words. She offended me with no words. None. Didn't say a thing. She just got into work and I was already in the back cash, and she walked into, because her office was in the back where back cash was. So when she walked into the McDonald's and into the back, I was like, "Good morning, Miss," whatever her name is. I'm not gonna say it. And she was like, and kept walking. Not a good morning, not a hello, not a hi, not a smile. She kept walking. I think I mumbled something under my breath. I don't even remember. But I think I said something like, "Okay then," or like, "That's rude." But I do remember mumbling something under my breath because I thought it was rude. And you know what's funny? I did that as a test. I don't want to say hi to you, sis. I don't even like you. Don't even like to look at you. Okay? Sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I like really, the disrespect that I dealt with at that place was ridiculous. And whatever, if that's what you're into being rude. If that's what your mother taught you, we're here. Let's run with it. So, because my mother taught me to say good morning and to respond when someone speaks to me. And she was way older than me, but I don't know who pissed in her cereal. Whatever. And I always had issues with people laughing at me in the drive-thru because I could not reach to give them their change. So oftentimes I was on the thingy like this. The windowsill, I guess. I was on the windowsill like a board. So people would laugh at me. And so I already dealt with that. And so for me to deal with also my crew, and the people ahead of me treating me like as if I was nothing. There was this one manager though, yo, I love her. Shout out to you. One of the best managers I ever worked with, most respectful. You only got mad at me when shit was hype, and that's okay because that's how life is. You had a lot of respect for me, and I appreciate you. Pointed out to me that I was different was the fact that I was never put at a higher rank. There were people that were there for, I was almost there for 2 years. There were people that were there for less time than me that became crew trainers, and they refused to give me that position. And it's fine. I guess it's because I couldn't learn everything, because I couldn't reach everything. But I think it was a little bit discriminative, because there were people who did not deserve to be crew trainers, I felt like. I'm not saying I was the best worker. I'm not saying I was there every freaking day and I never called off, because I did. But I'm saying that I would have loved to be treated just the same. Even if you guys didn't think so, you know? Because that shit stuck with me. After I left McDonald's, I decided that I never, ever, ever want to work for anybody else again. And I decided to become my own personal makeup artist. And I traveled to houses and became everybody's personal. Instead of having to work for other people. That worked out for a while, and honestly, with me doing that, that got me where you guys see me at on TV. It gave me a really big fan base, because I was able to promote myself via Facebook and via social media like Instagram. And I hit 10K before I even got on the show, and that's due to simply promoting. I would promote. I don't think there was a day I didn't post. And I ended up just building my followers, and I think that's how they ended up really like getting to know me and contact with me, and they were like, I like her, we're gonna use her. Okay, what is your favorite food? I really love roast. Like, it's one of my favorite, because I love mashed potatoes and I love meat. I'm definitely a meat and potatoes kind of girl. I like pizza, and I love Spanish food because I'm Spanish. So there was a time when I didn't like Spanish food. Anybody else went through that? When you were like a teen and you were like, I'm so sick of Spanish food, I don't want it, give me everything else but that. But I'm back on my bullshit, and I love my Spanish food. Belly? No, it's definitely Bell Lily. Bell Lily says, do you want kids, and do you live in your own place? Yeah, I do want kids eventually. I'm definitely not the type to just pop out kids when I know I'm not ready. I'm most definitely not ready. I am still living at my mom's house. When I was in Atlanta, I was in my own place, but obviously, but I couldn't afford to stay in that skyrise. At that time, I don't want to say I could afford the skyrise that I was living in, but I was gifted it. So, when I came back home, my option was to move back home with my mom, because I do not have enough money to live on my own. I was not making enough money to live on my own. It did not last long enough to make enough money to live on my own. I'm still building. So I am working with what I was given, and I'm grateful for it. My mom is the best. She let me come home with open arms, no judgment. And obviously I don't want to be here forever. Like, obviously I'm trying to get out. I'm going to be turning 24 January 18th of this year. So I definitely need to get a move on. I don't want to live here forever. I already want kids. But like I said, I want to make sure everything's happening on a timely manner and in the right way. There's nothing against having kids at your mom's house. I don't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with getting married at your mom's house. I don't want to do that. I just want to have kids when I'm in my own place, and I just want to get married when I'm in my own place. I definitely want to take my time and make sure everything's right before I just jump the gun. So it's Happy Here says, what made you want to go into makeup? Like I said previously, it was definitely my aunt. She had one of the biggest influences on me when I was younger. And I used to just love to watch how she applied her makeup. So I would go ahead and try to do the same thing. And I would watch the Kardashians. And so that's where I got where I am now, makeup wise. What are your goals for next year? So my goals for next year will definitely have to be to get my license. I don't have my license because I'm dumb. I'm just kidding. I don't have my license because I failed a few times, and I went recently and I failed again. But I have like really bad social anxiety sometimes. Like if I'm in a big crowd, my hands will shake. Like they'll shake. I and I have a voice on me. Like I can sing, but I refuse to use it because I don't want to be in the spotlight like that. Like I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't want to be in the middle of the stage. I can't perform on stage. Well, that's in my head. You know what I mean? It's all up here. I'm hoping one day I can get out of that like thing, but I've been like this since I was little. Like that episode of Little Women Atlanta when I cried because I had to go on stage, that was real shit. Like that was one of the scariest moments of my life because I didn't know the full script. So I knew when I got up on that stage that everybody in the audience was going to know that I didn't know the script. And they were going to be staring at me, and I was distraught. I was like freaking out. But my goal is to definitely get over my stage fright, get my license, and make an album. It's like, we'll see what this year brings for me. Christopher Jarrell asks, what advice would you give to an upcoming makeup artist? I feel like I'm pretty good, but I just don't know how to get my name out there. And by the way, you look gorgeous. Thank you, boo. And I've peeped your Instagram, and so do you. What I'm going to say is to definitely keep promoting yourself. Don't give up. Constantly post and constantly hashtag. That's where I got to where I am today. I used to hashtag the shit out of my photos, like, over the top. Like, it was ridiculous. And believe it or not, people click those hashtags. Believe it or not, people look at hashtags, guys. I know you guys hate putting hashtags under your pictures because they look ugly, but how do you think people are going to find your photos? Another thing, your page should be public. I know yours is public. Your page should be public because you want everybody to have a chance to take a look at your page, and you may or may not gain a follower. Continuous posting. Okay, so King Jazzy _8 asks, how do you deal with negative comments or looks? Love, Jocelyn. I'll tell you how I deal with negative comments or looks. Sorry. I'm just kidding. Can I do that on YouTube? Whatever. No, so the way I deal with negative comments and looks is I ignore them. Most of the time I do not read my comments. It's just not something I like to do. There are occasions when I open my phone up and I'll see the comment. And sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. But if it's bad, I definitely try to ignore it. But I'm not going to say I ignore every single one. There are times when I get out of pocket and I come back for your neck just as hard. But I really try not to do that because you never know what the other person is going through to comment that negative stuff. There's got to be something going on up here or something going on in their life that they're not happy with, that they just want to go back onto your page and let you know what they didn't like. And that's fine. Not everybody has the same opinion, but please be mindful when you comment under other people's pictures. Would you want someone to comment that under yours? Okay. People laugh at me in public. People point at me in public. People use the M word in public. I remember before I used to give the finger. My finger was up like, but I learned to calm down and I really get this like ugly face. I'd be like, I flare my nose and I'm like, And it's not more so that they're scared of me, they get embarrassed. It makes them reevaluate themselves. It makes them feel like, oh shit, I'm a grown ass woman and I'm disrespecting. Let me take it back. You know, it makes y'all question yourselves. And that's what I like. I need y'all to question yourselves when you're being ignorant to other people. So if somebody else is checking you for being rude, deal with it. You needed that check, okay? You needed the check. And I'm talking about anybody for whatever reason, average or little. If you're being rude and someone gives you a face or checks you, deal with it. Because your ass was being rude. It's a learning lesson. We all trying to be better people here, right? It's 2019. Let's be on to bigger and better things. Bigger mindset, better words. Monroe898 asks, are you engaged? Absolutely not. I love my boyfriend with all my heart, and I can't wait till he asks me to marry him, but it is not our time. We spoke about it, and he was like, let me just do it, and I was just like, no. I love you. I'm going to be with you, but we need to wait. I want to wait until we're on our own place, or, we're talking about getting our own place or something like that, I definitely don't want to just be like, yeah, let's get married. Oh, no. Just like I'm not having kids. Yeah, let's just have a baby. No. It's not happening. My favorite highlighter. My favorite highlighter is going to be the ones from Sam's Glam Shop. This highlighter right now I have on is called Quit Playing. In all my other videos I posted, I'm actually wearing Iced Up highlighter. I have 3 different shades on the site. You can buy them single or you can buy them as a collection. I still have the holiday free shipping going on, so make sure to purchase your collection and use the code FREESHIP so you don't gotta pay for that shipping, girl. Okay, are you still doing the big one? We already kind of talked about it in the video, but I didn't really get into detail, and I probably won't get into detail because this is a whole nother video. But are you still doing Little Women Atlanta? Answer is no. As of now, I am not. I'm home in New Jersey. I just feel like it's a lot better for me to be back home mentally, and on top of that, the show was going in a different direction, and they didn't think they needed me, so that's fine, no hard feelings. It was a really good experience. It made me a little tougher, but I will not be on season 5 of Little Women Atlanta. You guys can keep up with me on my YouTube channel, though. Sam's Glam, and I'm hoping to get better and better and better, and this shit'll be just like watching TV, you feel me? So thank you guys for watching today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment below, and I'll see you next time.